You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck it, I do this show early. I got shit to do
You
today.
ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Got things to do.
Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood.
Make these damn skits. Oh.
You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had a little homies press they ass with your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braids, took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right, but I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was
got shit
banging when it wasn't fun.
today.
I'm doing life right now cause we don't. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch. Boy, I'm so high, I'm seeing astronauts. Boy, I ball hard, I need a mascot. Oh,
I said
it's Swahili, I'm a diamond. My little cousin making paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Fly Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to say blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
Holla so the blood starts flowing. Fuck you talking about, nigga. We out here, nigga, right now. We out here right now, nigga.
What's up with the chat? What's up with the chat? You know they trying to silence your boy Kanye West. They trying to silence your boy. They trying to say Kanye talking about the Jews. Kanye talking about George Floyd. They trying to silence your boy Kanye West, right? Like they did Donald Trump. They're trying to make an example out of him, right? That's why Kanye West say, man, fuck it, I'm finna go ahead and try to buy me a social media company like Donald Trump so I can get my message out, because they evidently, the Jews and the social media and the left and the Democrats, they won't let me get my shit out. Kanye West, who now goes as Ye, agrees to buy conservative social media platform Parler, company says. Kanye West, in a world conservative opinion considered controversial, we have to make sure we have the right to freely express ourselves, Ye said in a release, right? Later, Ye told Bloomington News that he's buying Parler because Instagram, Twitter, disciplined him. Right? Parler is one of the several right-wing freely social media platforms to emerge in Donald Trump era. Wow! Kanye West, superstar who made several inflammatory and anti-Semitic comments in recent weeks, had agreed to buy. We already read that. We already read that too. They said that all in the shit, right? So Kanye West is fit to buy social media platform Parler, right? And why he finna buy that? Because evidently they fucking with Kanye West, right? Now, do y'all remember? What's up, Sergeant Mo? Right? Hey, Sergeant Mo. Remember, I used to tell you I used to be a liberal, right? I used to be a liberal and I used to be anti-Trump. Everybody know when I first started this stuff, I used to be anti-Trump. You know what I'm saying? Right? Oh, wait, I used to be anti-Trump, right? Let me see. Where we at? I used to be anti-Trump. I didn't like Trump. I like, man, forget Trump. Trump is racist and all that other stuff. Trump is a racist, son of my best. I was doing what everybody else done, right? Remember that, right? For those who've been following me for a long time, right, they knew I was anti-Trump. I used to do all kind of black videos and forget Donald Trump videos and stuff like that. Now I'm finna give y'all, right, when I was a Trump hater, right, I'm finna give y'all an example of a video when I used to be a Trump hater, right? This first part, right, you got to forgive me. Like I told you, I used to be liberal, right? I used to be a Democrat. I used to be anti-Trump. I used to believe in all the rhetoric. That's why I'm telling people, if I was doing shit for the money, it would be easy, you know what I'm saying, to do shit for the money. All I got to do is be like everybody else and go after Trump. The Democrats and the liberals would pay way more for me going after Trump, you know what I'm saying, on videos like this and trying to expose them. They're like, oh, you made him look like a racist. You made him, because I can make anything look racist, right? Anything, anybody look racist, right? And at the beginning, right, I made a video, right? Because, like I said, I was a liberal and I was believing Trump was racist. Here go one of the first videos I made about Trump. Not the first video, right? The first video I made about Donald Trump and Kanye. Because remember, I didn't like Kanye either, right? So I thought Kanye was crazy because what the media was telling me, what the left was telling me, what niggas in the barbershop was telling me, you know what I'm saying? So I thought Kanye West was crazy too. I never really listened to him. I only dissected his words. I never really listened to the words he was trying to say, right? I used his words against him in certain skits. Let's see, like, first of all, when Donald Trump said, hey, I invited Kanye to the White House. I made Donald Trump look racist, and I made Kanye look like a fucking a coon, a sellout, a porch monkey, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's see what I was talking about. Let's see the skit.
What's happened with the African American community?
Like you really give a fuck about what's happening to niggas in the hood.
I said, I don't know. Tell me what's happening. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Don't you got a house nigga to tell you shit like that?
We are grateful to Kanye West.
For what?
He's wearing the Make America Great Again cap.
Being a damn sellout.
He said, this cap, I feel like Superman.
Watch how you call Kanye a retard on the low.
And Kanye came up and he hugged me.
Like a damn idiot.
But he's a smart guy and
Kanye is smart.
Little different, do we say? He's a little different.
I would beg to say he's a lot different.
He understands he's really something very, very special.
Nigga, ain't that what you say about retards?
And interesting.
That too.
And I see why people like him.
Or people don't fuck with him.
So I think Kanye, he may be the most powerful man in all of politics.
That nigga ain't even the most powerful man in the Kardashian family. Caitlyn Jenner is.
Whoa, you see that? When I was a Trump hater, I made the video so vicious, right, about Kanye West and Donald Trump and all that shit. I believe he was a racist, right? Now, Kanye West is an intelligent dude, right? Now, I support him, but I'm not fit to support him over Donald Trump, right? Now, if it comes to, it's a support system I go through, right? Like if he was running through with Tim Scott, right? I go with Tim Scott, right? But if he was running against somebody probably else on the lower, you know, or he was running against Jim Jordan, I go with Jim Jordan. If he ran against Ted Cruz, I go against Ted Cruz. I go with Ted Cruz, right? I would go with anybody but Tim Cotton, right? I go with Tim Cotton, right? You know what I'm saying? But I would go with him over Lindsey Graham. I would go with him over Liz Cheney. I would go with him over a couple of other Republicans, you know what I'm saying, that's running for Republicans. That's for damn sure. But I won't go over you over the top Republicans, you know what I'm saying? Even though I believe Kanye West is an intelligent motherfucker and all that shit, but it's levels to this shit, right? It's levels to this shit. Even also Trump supporters, we support you like we support all the Republicans that fight for the America First agenda, right? We support all of them, but it's still a levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's still levels, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't on that level yet. We support you, but not to that level, Kanye. But let's get into this. I wasn't even planning on doing this video today, right? You know what I'm saying? So I just dug it. I like, damn, I remember I used to be an anti-Trumper and an anti-Kanye West. Now I support both of them, you know what I'm saying? And this is why. Let's see how the media can still portray Kanye West as crazy, because it's easy to portray him as crazy. But then when you hear him explain, you're like, oh, this motherfucker makes perfect sense. Let's get into it.
Okay.
But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum.
Huh? More black babies has been murdered, right? at the hands of Planned Parenthood, right, than probably the Holocaust, right? So like he said, visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust. I mean, and that was slick. I haven't thought of it that way, right? He say some of the smartest shit. That was smart and slick, right? And to the point, and made motherfuckers think like, damn, he made perfect sense, right? Because all the Jews was murdered in concentration camps and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, against their will. All the babies murdered inside the womb, of a black mother or a black woman against their will, right? That's our Holocaust, right? When you go with the same thing where they used to round up the Jews and all that stuff and put them in cages and stuff like that. The Planned Parenthood is like the same. It's a cage where they cremate and inject babies with shit and do all the stuff that they done to the Jews. They come out alive, they leave them, they desert them and break, you know, and do certain things to them to make sure they don't survive. Some actually survive. They live and tell about it. Some cold shit. So Kanye West is speaking the truth for right here.
I'm like, yo, I put my life getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, y'all done poked the bear too fucking long. When I wore the White Lives Matter tee, I had 4 SoFi Stadium shows. They canceled my shows.
Because white lives don't matter, right? Because you wore White Lives Matter, which is freedom of speech, right? You should be able to do that, right? They wear Black Lives Matter. They wear F the police. They wear pigs. They wear, you know, all kind of shirts, right? Don't get banned on social media. You can buy the shit online, right? Don't ban them, right? But as soon as you wear White Lives Matter, you get banned, right? You get flagged. You get canceled. Why? White lives don't matter? You feel me? Like, I mean, the racism in that. You have black people wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts because to them, Black Lives Matter, right? You have black people wearing White Lives Matter shirt because to them, white lives also matter. Black Lives Matter, but white lives matter too. You get canceled for saying that shit? Oh, you can't say that? That's discrimination? That's racist? To say that? What if I said Mexican lives matter, immigrant lives matter, right? Would that be racist too? If I wore immigrant lives matter? Oh, you can't wear immigrant. So the only thing you can do, right? You can wear every other shirt, but say police lives matter and white lives matter. Think about this. A kid got suspended for going to school and saying blue lives matter, right? You can't wear anything political. You can't do it, but they wear George Floyd shirts, choking shirts. I can't breathe. Right? You can wear all them shirts, but you wear a White Lives Matter, a Blue Lives Matter shirt, or even a Trump hat, your ass is banned, your ass is flagged, your ass is canceled. That's discrimination.
I said it's up. And let me tell you one thing. It's like if a black man is caught with something in the car or something, everybody in the car.
Yeah. And this murder was for chase accounts. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law.
Right? Chase canceled his account, right? Because he wore a White Lives Matter shirt, right? For making a political statement, right? They canceled his account. You can no longer bank with us. We're going to give you this amount of time to get your money out because you wore a White Lives Matter shirt. Think about this. So if they canceling Kanye West, who is the richest black man in the history of black people, right? What do you think they're going to do to your little black ass or white ass if you say something wrong? Especially when the Fed chip come out and they control all the money. Say something online wrong and let somebody report it. They can do you like they done Kanye West. We can no longer support your Fed chip, or you're going to get deducted this amount of money, or you've been fined or anything. Right? If they can do it to Kanye West, imagine what they're going to do to you when the Fed chip come out and ain't no more dollars, ain't no more banks. Everything is ran on the Fed chip. And you say something wrong against the so-called left or the so-called council culture, right? See what happens to your bank account. See what happened to your car, your electric car that's controlled by the government. See what happened to your lights that's controlled by the government, right? See how they limit your spending on what you can buy. Oh, you don't agree with this? Well, you can't buy this. You can't eat that. You got to buy it on this because we control what the money buy. And we say you can't buy this, that means you can't buy that. If we say you can't get this money to this, you can't get this money to this, right? If we say you can't save no money, you have to spend it by a certain time or it's going to expire, right? It's going to expire. So you got to spend that money forcefully. Ain't no saving no money, right? You're going to own nothing and you're going to love it. Including your money, including your bank account, including your house, including your kids. You're going to own nothing and you're going to love it. Ain't that what they say? Ain't that the catchphrase? What is nothing? Nothing is everything. Right? You would have, you feel me? Nothing is the same thing as everything. Because you have to have something. Right? You have to have something. You know, because if you have nothing, right? It's everything. So in other words, we're gonna have everything and you're gonna have nothing and you're gonna love it because we're gonna treat you, you know what I'm saying, like the model citizen. We're gonna program you Monday through Friday to do the same shit, right? We're gonna make you do shit like what you don't want to do. Ain't no retirement because guess what? Social Security is gone. Everything is ran on the Fed chip, and on the Fed chip ain't no saving the Social Security. They're not telling you the truth. You can't save no money on the Fed chip. If the kind they want you to spend the money, that money going to be expired if you don't spend it, or they gonna take it. Ain't no saving no money on the Fed chip. Huh? You want to save up for your kids' college? Ain't none of that. You want to save up for you a new boat, the renovations on your house? Ain't none of that. The money expires, right? The interest expires in such and such time. Spend it or lose it. Spend it or lose it.
No
Yeah, I
matter
didn't
what,
break the law.
bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on anything that's
But
going
this
on.
is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting it. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me. You know, I'm here because I ain't have no outlet. I was on Tucker Carlson.
And you ain't gonna have no outlet on here, right? Because as soon as he went on there, right, they canceled this show too. This dude had to get on social media, on all the black news networks, on all the rap channels, and apologize for having Kanye West on his show, right? He had to apologize. If he wouldn't apologize, oh, I didn't know what Kanye was. I should have done this. I should have done that, right? He on here apologizing for this interview right here, right? Because Kanye West was speaking the truth about Jews, about his family, about the Clintons, about liberals, about Democrats, about all that shit. About all that shit, right? He on here speaking the truth, right?
Right? And people, Trump supporters, they think it's so, you know, they think it's nice that a black guy supports Trump.
Trump supporters think anybody who support Trump is a good thing, right? Mexicans, Asians, white people, educated people, you know what I'm saying? As long as you support the America First agenda, we don't give a damn what color you is, what creed you is, what sexuality you is, what religion you is, you know what I'm saying? As long as you support America First, everybody is under the umbrella. It's a big ass umbrella.
But it's like, would they really support me when I do? Because
when you do run, I mean, some people gonna support you, but we're not supporting you over Donald Trump. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn how good your records is, or how excellent you speak, or how real you is, or how woke you know what I'm saying? You expose. I mean, you expose the woke and shit like that. I mean, we understand all of that, and we love what you're doing, but it's levels to this shit, man. Most of us came to this party because of Donald Trump. We didn't come to this party because of Kanye West, right? Most of us, like me, I came because of Donald Trump, right? I support you, but I support Donald Trump. I'm going to defend you, but I'm going to defend Donald Trump, right? So I understand your gripe, and you make a good point. But a better point is we can't support you over the person that we've been riding with for the last 6-7 years. The person that we've been persecuted with, right? The person that we've been wearing his hat, and some of us been discriminated against in restaurants and and stores and, you know what I'm saying, public services. You know what I'm saying? Some of us been assaulted. Some of us been harassed. You know what I'm saying? Some of us property been damaged. You know, I mean, this the ongoing. I mean, we've been through a lot of shit with Trump, right? All the lies, all the collusion. I mean, we've been through a lot of shit. We don't have that history with Kanye West. So we can't say, Kanye West, we're going to support you. We're going to stop supporting you because you make perfect sense and shit like that. Nah, it's levels to that shit. Right? We can't support you over DeSantos. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I support your ass over Mike Pence. That's for damn sure, right? I would support your ass over Mike Pence. If you was running against Mike Pence, guess what? You would have my damn vote. Right? Now, there's enough people up in here. Do y'all want to see a clip of me when I was a Trump hater? Right? I'm finna put this on my Patreon, right? Do y'all want to see me, of me? Let me see. If I get 10 yeses, right, we're going to see a clip of me when I was a Trump hater, right? And I was anti-Trump and anti-Kanye West, and I made a video calling Trump the slave master, and him the porch monkey, right? Or the Samuel L. Jackson. Do y'all want to see a quick clip of that right quick before we finish this video? Because it's a short video, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to see a short clip before I put up on Patreon? I just found out. I'm like, I remember this video, huh? Y'all probably ain't seen it. It's back some of my old work when I was a liberal, right? So if you want to make fun and see how much I grew as a comedian and my change in politics and thinking and mindset and perspective, you know, you can push that I want to see it, and we're going to go ahead and watch it. Who want to see it, damn it? Who want to see it? Nick Homer, do you want to see it? Watchman 777, or the John Swigler up in here. What's up, the Swigler? Sergeant Mo, you still up in here? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see? How many people want to see my anti-Trump video from back in the days? Back in the days when I was a liberal, I'm not a liberal anymore, but back in the days, hell no, I wasn't. I don't wish I was a liberal again. We got one I do. We got two I do. Annie Lou, battery-powered Gardner, said I do 100. Eddie Lou said, I do. I want to see it 100. That's two of them people up in there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see it. JD Power say, let's see the shit. Moose McGrew, what's up, Moose McGrew? Throw it up. Let's go, bud, JD Power said. We need a couple of more people said, fuck it. Sure. What was that? XRP Hitman say, sure. All right, we're going to put it up right quick. We're going to put it up, right? We're going to put up my anti-Trump video right quick. We're gonna put on my anti-Trump video and see when I was anti-Trump, right? I had a disclaimer and everything. I'm gonna put up another disclaimer when I do this. Look, I'm gonna have to put up another disclaimer, right? When I do this damn, I got it up here still. When I do this damn video, right? I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer when I do this video because they're gonna think I'm talking about the date, right? See how I got it lined up? Look how I done found him to put it up in here, right? They're gonna say I'm passed. I have to put up a disclaimer on this, right? I'm lining up all the Democrats, see what they say.
That's the Inflation Reduction Act.
Just a couple weeks ago, we passed a Medicare reform provision,
which had two of my provisions. One, caps the cost of prescription drugs for seniors.
that for the first time in decades, we will be able to negotiate down drug prices.
So they don't have to choose between buying medicine and buying groceries. And one caps the cost of insulin.
Big Pharma didn't like that.
At the same time, I was able to stand up to Big Pharma and cut the prescription drug costs for seniors.
We capped prescription drug costs in the Medicare program for seniors to $2,000.
Capping it at $2,000 a year.
All of them sound alike, right? I'm getting their ass. All of them sound like. Do I got another long clip like that? Where we at, right? I've been editing the shit out of this, right? Y'all got another long clip like that. Where we at? Right here, right? I'm gonna get their ass. I'm finna get their ass. I'm finna get their ass. All of them sound like.
Mr. Walker.
All of them sound like. All of them sound like.
Senator Warnock, you've said repeatedly that the exam room is too small for the patient, her doctor, and the U.S. government.
But real quickly, where do you draw the line on late-term abortion?
So what limits, if any, do you support on abortion?
We're asking you to take a clear position right now. Do you believe there should be any limitations on abortion set by the government?
Any limitation on
Well, under Roe v. Wade, there were protections and there were restrictions that were allowed under that law. And late-term abortion in this country only happens when there is a serious problem.
I support going back to Roe v. Wade. That was established law.
I think that the women of this country and the women of this state woke up one summer morning and a core protection that they've known for 50 years was taken from them by an extremist Supreme Court.
Yeah, so, I mean, the protections and restrictions that were allowed under Roe v. Wade was the law of the land for over a century, or for 50 years.
Right, they don't want to answer that. They don't want to answer that, right? And I got plenty of this, right? I got plenty of this, right? Yeah.
We are witnessing right now what happens when...
not this part, right? Hold on, we finna get into the... where we at? Right here. This is a good part. Here we go.
You recently did an interview with our Columbus station calling for continued construction of parts of a border wall.
Not the border wall. We got them on the border wall, too. I'm getting their ass on the border wall, too. I'm getting their ass on the border wall. I'm getting their ass on the border wall.
Kid, you know, I remember my mom sitting at the kitchen table,
you
know, with all the bills spread out with one of those giant calculators, trying to figure out, you know, what bill is she going to pay?
You know, my family has done nothing but serve their whole lives. That's where I learned it.
And it was really challenging for her. And that period of time...
I'm getting all of them talking about their family. This is going to be a good-ass skit right here. This is going to be a good-ass skit. Okay, let's get into the Donald Trump, hating on Donald Trump and Kanye West, right? Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Subscribe to my channel, Black Rosebud, Lionel Harris, Live Rosebud, anything Black Rosebud. I'm funny than a motherfucker. When I first saw the Kanye West and Donald Trump at the White House interview, I thought Kanye was a real nigga because look who he brought to the White House with him.
We got Larry Hoover's lawyer with us today.
For those who don't know, tell them how much time Larry Hoover is doing.
He has 6 life sentences, and they have him next to the Unabomber.
You mean they got Larry Hoover next to the nigga that make bombs?
Doing 23 and 1s.
For those who don't know, that's 23 hours in the cell and 1 hour out the cell. Is usually in the cage. And you want to know why Larry Hoover in the most high security federal penitentiary in the world?
Allegedly, it's for conspiracy from prison, from state prison. It's alleged.
Larry Hoover is in a federal penitentiary for the alleged conspiracy with niggas who make bombs, like the Unabomber and Al-Qaeda and my baby mama. They trying to say he told some niggas what to do.
But we do believe, even if he did commit those crimes, the sentence was overly broad and too strict.
What was the sentence?
Do you know how much time they gave Larry Hoover for conspiracy?
6 consecutive life sentences in the most secure prison in the world, also known as a clean version of hell.
See, look, on this skit, right, instead of me, right, if I was a Trump supporter, instead of me saying how Donald Trump is listening to black people, right, I switched it up and made it look like the black people is sellouts for talking to Donald Trump. But actually, Donald Trump is listening to black people. That's what I didn't leave out, and that's why I actually didn't see this meeting as, right? A lot of black people sitting right there talking to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump listening to black people, you know what I'm saying, about what they need. You know what I'm saying? He listening to somebody, okay, what he's in jail for? Okay, what did he do? You know what I'm saying? Well, let me check on, he's sitting up there listening instead of saying, fuck you and fuck that and all this other shit, right? He's listening to what the black people need for the community, right? He's listening. I didn't understand that back then. But now I do, because now I've seen the light. I see the light, yo. I have seen the light.
Well, if that penitentiary is the clean version, as soon as my baby mama get out, I hope that bitch go to the dirty version of hell.
For basically an economic crime.
What prison is that? Name the prison.
ADX Supermax in Florence, Colorado.
See, the interview was going good until Kanye said he was Larry Hoover.
He started showing that he actually had power, that he wasn't just one of a monolithic voice, but he could wrap people around. So there's theories that there's infinite amounts of universe and there's alternate universe. So
I think this nigga Kanye fit to say he's in a whole nother universe on this universe.
So it's very important for me to get Hoover out, because in an alternate universe, I am him.
So you are Larry Hoover on another universe? Nigga, not wearing that hat you is.
No, they tried to scare me to not wear this hat. My own friends
tried to scare you. They should have done more than that. They should have whooped your ass for wearing it.
But this hat, it gives me power in a way.
That hat gives you power, or do it get you privileges?
You know, my dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home.
Kanye, you lost me. What the fuck do your father got to do with a hat?
And also, I'm married to a family that, you know, not a lot of male energy going on. It's beautiful, though.
I didn't understand that either, right? A lot of male into the Kardashians, you know, Kris Jenner turned into a woman and stuff like that. I didn't understand that statement either because back then, like I said, I was a Kanye West hater. Why you wearing that hat? You should get your ass whooped, right? I was a real Kanye hater and I was a real Trump hater. And I made this interview something it really wasn't. Instead of looking at it positive as a liberal, I looked at it negative, right? And I joked about it in a negative way, not in a positive way. This joke could have been easily a positive joke about Donald Trump and Kanye West, right? But I took his words in a negative way and Donald Trump's words in a negative way.
Not a lot of male energy. It's a lot of male sex changing. Caitlyn Jenner. Speaking of women that look like men, what do you got against Hillary Clinton?
Well, I love Hillary. I love everyone, right? But the campaign, I'm with her, just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time.
Hold on, wait a minute. My nigga, you can't blame that on Hillary. That's your mama's fault.
Like a guy that could play catch with his son.
Well, I definitely can't blame not playing catch with my son on my baby mama, or even Hillary Clinton for that matter. I gotta blame that on child support.
It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman.
What is your superhero name? White House nigga?
You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And
I think that name is already taken.
You made a Superman cape for me.
This nigga talking about they made a Superman cape for him. It's a hat. Nigga, do you know you crazy?
Right, back then I didn't understand the power of the hat. Sergeant Mo, I didn't understand the power of the hat. Now I do. When you put that motherfucker on, right? When you put that fitted hat on or you put that MAGA hat on, you walk out the house with a different energy. Like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the world, right? So I said, fuck it. I made me hold MAGA suits and hold Donald Trump, right? I don't wear the fucking hat, right? That's my next shirt. It's a fucking big ass Donald Trump sign on it with a big ass neck on it, right? 2024, right? I got the shirt, the hoodies, the hat, whatever the fuck you want, right? With the signature. And if you buy, I got your reparation paperwork too, right? With my signature on it, right? I got your own person, give me your name and all that shit. I'm gonna send you the product, you know what I'm saying? And plus the reparations to show that you have paid your reparations. So whenever somebody black like you motherfucker, who is this? You can show them your certificate, like, I got my certificate. And it's a real certificate too. I ought to bring it up. It's a real certificate. It ain't one of them bullshit certificates. It's a real certificate. It's a real certificate. It's not one of them fake ones. You feel me? So I'll bring it up. I got one around here. I got one around here somewhere. It's a real it's a real certificate. I'm finna find it and I'm gonna put it up for you.
I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
That's the same goddamn thing as nuts. And I suppose you saw a doctor for that. And what'd he say?
He said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation, which could cause dementia.
My uncle also had sleep deprivation. It was called crack.
10 to 20 years from now, I wouldn't even remember my son's name.
Oh, my uncle know his son's name all right, but his son don't know his name. That nigga's a deadbeat.
So all this power that I got, and I'm taking my son to the Sox game and all that, I wouldn't be able to remember his name from a misdiagnosis.
And my uncle couldn't remember his son's name when he was high on that shit.
I've never stepped into a situation where I didn't make people more money.
And now you're about to step into a situation with Donald Trump and make him more money off of niggas.
So we can empower pharmaceuticals.
Empower pharmaceuticals? Nigga, you trying to empower drugs? Just to prove Kanye a house nigga, watch how he kisses slave master ass. And instead of using the word factory, just imagine him using the word plantation.
We can empower our industries. We can.
Now, I twisted the shit out of this part right here, right? I made it seem like, right, like Donald Trump was the slave master, right? And him was the house nigga right now. If I was a liberal right now, the liberals love me as a comedian, right? Because I would make it Donald Trump seem like the most racist son of a bitch ever, right? The most racist son of a bitch ever. Watch how I twist up these words. Watch how I twist up these conversations. Oh, so good. Then we're going to get back into Kanye West.
Yeah, a house nigga. Watch how you kiss a slave master ass. And instead of using the word factory, just imagine him using the word plantation.
We can empower our industries. We can empower our factories.
Or our plantations.
We can bring not only Adidas on shore, we can bring Foxconn to set up a factory in, I think, Minnesota.
Set up a plantation in Minnesota, you mean?
And one of the things we got to set is Ford to have the highest design, the dopest cars, the most amazing.
Kanye, did you just use the word dope in the White House?
I don't really say dope. I don't say negative words and try to flip them. We just say positive, lovely, divine, universal words.
This nigga right here, boy, nigga.
So the flyest, freshest, most amazing car. And what we want to start with is, I brought a gift with me right here.
A gift, nigga? What you brought? An iPhone?
This right here is the iPlane 1.
You got a picture of an iPlane on your iPhone, and it just so happened to be named after the Air Force One? Nigga, what type of nigga carry pictures of iPlanes on his iPhone?
It's a hydrogen-powered airplane, and this is what our president should be flying in.
And why is that?
If he don't look good, we don't look good.
If he don't look good, we don't look good. That nigga look like a hot Cheeto.
This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories. And
the best factories or the best plantations?
We empower. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. And we're putting people in positions to have to do illegal things to end up in the cheapest factory ever, the prison system.
Or the cheapest plantation ever. And look how impressed his slave master is.
He was impressed. That's true. That statement is amazing. Huh?
What, that you should build more plantations? Oops, my bad. I meant factories. This is why I like white reporters. They get to the bottom of this shit. They're like, hold on, wait a minute, Kanye. What you remember this shit?
You had said of President Bush that he doesn't care about black people, and you've heard some people say that about this president. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, Kanye, how do you respond to that?
You think racism can control me?
Hold on, Kanye, don't get mad at me, nigga. God damn, I wasn't the one to ask the question.
Oh, that don't stop me. That's an invisible wall.
Invisible wall? That wall Donald Trump built in Mexico ain't gonna be invisible.
Oh, this is racist. This is racist. This is racist. This is racist.
Okay, Kanye, calm down, nigga. Damn. Okay, what is your solution to racism?
We need to care about.
Why did you do that? I don't know why I done that.
Subscribe to my channel, Black.
I don't know. I don't know why I done that. I don't know why I done that. It done that. But that's gonna be a funny scale. I have to put the whole thing on Patreon. I have to put the whole thing on Patreon. Let me show you something, right? Let me show you one more thing right quick. Let me show you, right? I told you I got a reparations certificate. Where we at? Right here. I told you I was gonna find it, right? This is your own reparations certificate, right? So when you buy the Trump 2024 shirt, right, you're gonna get your own personal certificate, right? You paid your, you know. This is a copy, but it's clear, right? This certificate is to show that Black Rosebud supporter has paid their reparations, you know what I'm saying, in full by donating to Black Rosebud Cash App. This contract does not give this holder, this contract does not give the holder, right, white privileges, right? So you don't get white privileges. This card don't give you white privileges, right? You know what I'm saying? Comedian host. So you're gonna get that, you know what I'm saying? Your name gonna go right here, you know, the signature gonna go down there somewhere or something like that, right? But Black Rosebud, your reparation certificate. So anytime you buy a Black Rosebud hat or a hoodie or a shirt or anything like that with the Trump 2024, you're going to get your reparations. So you can keep it in your pocket. You can frame it. You know what I'm saying? You can put it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I paid my reparations. You can invite black people in your house now and shit like that. And, right, well, Captain Kirk. Oh, what's up, Captain Kirk? Right? You can even, this privilege, you can say nigga 3 times a year, right? You know what I'm saying? So if somebody, you can say, hey, you nigga. And then like, hey, did you just call me a nigga? Like, hold on. I got this black reparations certificate right here. It said it comes with 3 privileges. I'm white, and I know I can call people 3 niggas a year, right? So if you want this, you got to take it up with the Justice Department and the other department. You know what I'm saying? The special department that works inside of there, human resources, right? You got to take it up with human resources, right? Because I ain't got shit to do with that. It said I'm allowed to call a nigga 3 niggas a year, right? So, like I said, reparations paid. It's done with. It's done with. You got it. It's done with. So I mean, Tom gonna have to get a reparations. Tom, you get a reparations, right? You know what I'm saying? Beth Roberts, you get a reparations, right? James Touche, you get a reparations. Who else? Captain Kirk, you want a reparations? Captain Kirk? Captain Kirk, do you want a reparations? Captain Kirk, you can get a reparations, man. You done donated enough, Captain Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Give me your shit and your email on me, Cash App or something. Give me your address and your shirt and your damn hat and your reparations pass in the mail, Captain Kirk. Huh? Captain Kirk, your shit is in the mail. Send it to me. Anybody who else been donating? If anybody send me a couple of donations, you win automatically. You automatically get one. You ain't got to pay shit if you're a regular donator. You don't have to do shit. Just give me the address where to send it to, what size you wear, and all that. Do you want a hat? Do you want a shirt? What do you want? Do you want the hat, the shirt? What do you want? Let me know what you want. Let me know what you want. Do you want it on a pair of shorts? Huh? Do you want it on a pair of sweats? You know what I'm saying? What do you want? You want it in a hoodie? Huh? What do you want? You let me know what you want, and I'll get it for you. Huh? Let's get back to Kanye West. Get your Trump 2024 and your damn reparation certificate now before they running hot. They hot. Get it while it's hot.
They said legally I'm not allowed to say what's happening in 2024, but all those people that love me when I run against when I wore the hat, right? Would they support me? I got to say something about the hat. That's one of the things that really drove me to the edge.
Some of the MAGA hat.
The MAGA hat. Oh. Imagine your own wife telling you.
Will change my mind, right? Oh, will change my mind on Donald Trump, right? When I was making them videos, right? I was actually lying, and I was looking at the negative of it, right? Like I said, I could have turned that whole interview into positive, right? But me having a liberal view, right, and not looking at it at the positive and what it's worth and how it can help the community, right? I was looking at a negative view. I'm like this nigga house nigga, this nigga that, right? And then I made the slave thing, like the factories, this nigga trying to get slave factories and shit, right? And I turned into something racial, right? Instead of looking at the other shit, right? I got plenty of videos with me turning something Donald Trump said into some racist shit, right? But if I look at it now, he was actually saying something positive, right? But as a liberal, right, and as a Democrat, you know what I'm saying, making these videos, you know what I'm saying, because like I said, I was in that lifestyle, I was trapped, I was on a plantation, right? I had to make videos like that, you know what I'm saying, because that's what I believed in, right? I believed in that racist shit, right? I believed in the racism. Let me see. Give me another hot minute of it.
You can control me?
Hold on. Kanye, don't get mad at me. Nigga,
why is it not going over there? What the hell is going on?
Solution to racism.
We need to care about.
I don't know why it ain't going on. Okay, well, I'll load it up on my thing later on. I'm loading it up on my thing later on. Right? I don't know why the whole thing ain't playing. That was a funny ass video. I'm gonna load on. But yeah, but I was like I said, I was trapped and, you know, brainwashed and all the shit you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? And it was easy to turn Donald Trump shit into some racist shit, right? Because it's already a theory that he's racist, right? So all you got to do is twist his words and turn everything like the liberal do into some racist shit, right? And that was the key to it. Turn everything Donald Trump say into something racist, right? If he said it's good people on both sides, right? I concentrate on the side he didn't talk about was good, right? Oh, he's saying this, so I talk about the bad side, right? So I concentrate on everything he said bad. But then I started doing the research and shit, right? And then I started laughing at him because he was funny as fuck, right? And then me, right, when I as much research I was doing on the stuff like Don Lemon was telling me to go after, right, or Rachel Maddow was telling me to go after and shit like that, with Russian collusion and all that old shit, right? So I said, okay, let me go after this shit, right? But then I couldn't find no cracks in Donald Trump armor, right? Like, damn, it's like they lying on this nigga, right? Like, then I started switching my thinking and switching my my skits and shit, right? I think my first one was about the my first pro-Trump video was about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and Hillary Clinton, right? It was about the border wall and how all of them started to sound like Donald Trump, right? And it was like, damn, why all these people sound like Donald Trump? You know what I'm saying? All these people started to sound like Donald Trump with the wall and stuff like that. Then I went back, got videos of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Then I they just hating on this nigga, right? Then I started liking Donald Trump, right? Then I started telling people about Donald Trump. Then I was like, everybody I started like, man, just listen to this shit. Or, you know, I just wanted them to listen to the funny parts. And they wouldn't even listen to the funny parts, right? So I just kept on putting the videos up, right? And I kept on exposing, right? And I didn't start off as a Donald Trump supporter. People just started calling me one, like, oh, you fuck with Trump, ooh, this, right? And I didn't know I was a Trump supporter. I was just making videos because I liked the Trump. Like, this nigga's real, right? I made a video about him whooping some immigrants' ass. It was a fake Donald Trump, and he whooping immigrants' ass and shit like that. I put that video up, and people like that shit. You know, people hating on that shit. So I just started making videos about him, and I started liking it, right? And I started like, okay. Then what I done is switch this, right? I said, okay, well, let me find out. Let me start exposing the truth on them and see how people feel, right? Then I started exposing the truth, and then a lot of people was following me that was like liberals and shit like that. They started hating, like, oh, you making videos? I'm like, I'm making videos about the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna hate on the truth, you just gonna fucking hate me. You know what I'm saying? So I was still making videos about the truth, and I was still making black videos. And they told me to go to Jussie Smollett, right? And then, right, when then it kicked off when I was making Jussie Smollett videos, right? I was making videos and I was adding the MAGA in there with the MAGA hat, and I was talking about the African motherfuckers, how they ain't MAGA and all this other shit, right? So people started tuning in. A lot of people started tuning in and shit, right? Oh, you know, and I still didn't know I was a Trump supporter. Bob was making I was making Trump videos for like a year before I even made a Jussie Smollett video, right? So I'm making pro-Trump video for a year, not as a supporter, right? I thought it was funny. I thought it was real. I thought people lying on him and shit. So I switched my thinking, right? And then people started calling me a Trump supporter, right? And then when Trump supporters start coming up in there like, yeah, you MAGA, I'm like, fuck it, maybe I am a Trump supporter. And then they're like, man, take a flight over here. We're gonna pay for it. Right? Like, damn, I ain't never been my first airplane trip was paid for by a Trump supporter. My second airplane trip in life, the first time I ever got on the plane was paid for by a Trump supporter. The first time somebody donated me $1,000 was from a Trump supporter. The first time somebody said, hey, man, you need to get out of that motel room, is a Trump supporter, right? So I'm saying, damn, I mean, what I'm gonna say? I can't ride with y'all. Y'all racist. Y'all, I mean, I didn't see no racism. I didn't see no non-support, right, system, right? I saw people like pushing for your benefit. I saw people supporting. So I'm like, damn. I mean, I ain't never had this, right? I mean, ain't nobody say, well, you should change and you should do this and shit. People like, man, do what you do. We gonna support you no matter where you go or what you say. Where we all go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to say that because YouTube like listen for that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know the phrase, right? And they was 100, right? I never had that support systems, right? So like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I am because I've been thinking this way all my life about homosexuality, about immigrants, right? About all the ideas and all the the values I had that my grandfather installed in me wasn't liberal ideas. They was conservative ideas, right? But I never been around in my place, right? On my block, ain't nobody conservative. On my TV, ain't nobody conservative, right? When I'm watching the news, ain't nobody conservative, right? When I go to the church, ain't nobody conservative. When people knock on the door, ain't nobody conservative, right? It's all liberals, all Democrats. So I never saw, you know what I'm saying, or never had no chance to run into no conservative or no redneck or no Republican, you know what I'm saying, or somebody called right wing extremists and all this other shit, right? So I'm like, okay, right? And then people thought I was crazy like Kanye West when I was, look, people compared me to Kanye West when I first started doing Trump videos, right? Because right after, I think this was like one of the last videos I done against Trump, right? And then people started comparing me to Kanye West, right? And I sucked that shit up. Like, fuck it. I was getting beat, look, I was getting beat up for a whole year. Who just donated? Hold on. Pittsburgh Rick, what's up? Pittsburgh Rick and James Touche, what's up, James Touche? Send me a cash app address, James Touche, and what you want, a hoodie or anything like that, so I can send it to you. You were a long time supporter. You get that, man. What's up, Pittsburgh Rick? But anyway, right? So I was getting beat up a whole year before I even was a Trump supporter, before Trump supporters even knew me, right? I was doing it for the fun, just to piss people off, right? And the more I piss people off, the more better I was getting, right? Okay, if I can't get nobody to like me, I'm gonna get people to hate me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're gonna hate me for making Trump videos, they just gonna hate me. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So I just started making Trump videos. Even when I was went to do the Jesse Smollett, I was just done that shit to make people mad. I was like, I'm gonna make people mad. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't know I was a Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? But I was a Trump supporter. I'm making videos for a whole year about this nigga. I'm destroying Democrats for a whole year for this nigga, right? Just for the fun of it. Then I started liking a nigga for a whole year before Trump supporters of MAGA even found me. I was getting called a Trump supporter. Oh, you're a Trump supporter. And I was like, nah, I ain't no Trump supporter. I'm speaking the real. But I did, like I say, I didn't know. And there's a lot of black people probably didn't know, right? Because now when I go interview people on the street, I was interviewing some high school people at the chicken stand the other day, and they saw my Trump shirt. Like, hey, man, that's a tight ass shirt. And one of them like, hell no, right? And the other one like, man, that's a cool shirt. It was like three of them, right? Then I got to talking to them, right? And they got to kind of understand it, right? And dude was like, yeah, I like Trump. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to necessarily tell me they like Trump at first. But the other dude, he still didn't like Trump. But two of them did. Right? So it comes to the point where a lot of people didn't know they liked Trump. A lot of black people, they didn't know they liked Trump. Right? Like me. But now they're starting to wake up. It took them a little time to wake up, but now they're starting to wake up. Kids at all levels, teenagers, blacks at all levels. Like, man, we miss Trump. And I'm like, I told y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling y'all. So right now they're trying to do everything they're trying to do to push that narrative. He racist and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? They can't push that narrative no more. So now they're running on the date, right? But right now, right, it lets you know, right? As a black man, I got treated the same way Kanye West got treated. People didn't invite me to their shows. They didn't want me to do certain shows. They didn't want me to at certain clubs and stuff like that. And I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I just kept on doing me. I just kept on telling the truth. Like, if y'all gonna cancel me, fuck it. They canceled me 2 or 3 years ago. You ought to see some of the messages I got. You ought to see some of the friends that, before I even was a Trump supporter, right, just making Trump videos, some of the friends that defriended me. I still got some of the messages. How can you sit up there and talk about that racism? I made friends for years. Like, damn, you doing all this over politics? Right? There's certain comedians I've been on show. I don't say people's name, but there's certain comedians I was on shows with. Like, damn, you doing all that for? Cause I'm a Trump supporter. Like, I thought we was friends. Like, why is all this coming between us? We still, you know, I'm still the same person. But they didn't say it like that. Oh, you put up them videos. How can you do that? How can you do that? Them same people right now is kissing Donald Trump ass. They're kissing Donald Trump ass. Made me look crazy, right? Said I was stupid, you know what I'm saying, banned me from shows. I suffered a lot from being a Trump supporter. If some been following me for a minute, some dudes try to bring me on the show and try to embarrass me about Trump supporter. When I made that show lit, I had Trump supporters calling in, people calling anger, right? And then, right, they thought I was going to defend my so-called blackness, right? And let them talk to any white person call in any kind of way, right? So then, right, I defended the people that called in, right? And then on the next week's show, they tried to talk about me, defending the white folks, calling me a sellout or Uncle Tom, uneducated, right? So what I done is I took that video, right, and I re-edited and done my skit to it, right? And I totally embarrassed their motherfucking ass, right? And the next week they're like, oh man, I'm sorry and all this other shit and I apologize. But they thought I was gonna ride with them. And they thought I wasn't gonna protect my fan base, right? So after that, you know what I'm saying, words started getting around, oh, this dude's a Trump supporter, don't invite him to your shows, he protecting us for white people, right? And then I had another show with why black men is losing why black men is not dating black women but dating gays, white women, and Mexicans, right? They thought that was racist ass show, so they like, well, we don't want you to come back on this show no more. I'm like, what? Because I had a different point of view and said why black women was losing? Okay, right? So I lost a lot of shit, right, being a Trump supporter, right? But like I said, I gained more shit than I lost. You know what I'm saying? So I gained more shit. I could have advanced more and I could have advanced faster if I wasn't a Trump supporter, if I was liberal, right? If I still did have them Trump views, right? I'd be making anti-Trump videos. I have people posting it. I'd be in all kind of liberal groups and all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? People be loving me and donating to my channel. I'd be having a live every time Donald Trump came in. I would have made them Russian collusion look like a lie. It's lots of stuff you can still do on Donald Trump, right? You know what I'm saying? That you can also make him look racist and dumb and all this whole shit, right? I can't, you can do that. I can do it, right? I don't know about nobody else can do it, but I can do it, right? But I mean, it will be a fucking lie, and it'll be going against my moral, my standards, right? It'll be going against my grandfather. But I can't sit back and listen to no party who say they can't even answer when is a restriction, you know what I'm saying, on birth, right? I can't listen to no party who's still talking about the same thing, you know what I'm saying, for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to no party that allowed people to come over the border like they is, that do this shit to the school, try to take away your Fifth Amendment, First Amendment, Second Amendment right. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to no people like that. They lost this way out, right? I can't listen to no people that always talk racism and victimism and, you know what I'm saying, and changing kids' thought process into all kind of shit. I can't listen to no party like that, right? So I'm glad that I had an opportunity through them Jussie Smollett videos, right? You know what I'm saying? So I thank Jussie Smollett. Shout out to Jussie Smollett, right? So, you know what I'm saying, for helping me find the conservative people that I found. So shout out to Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett will always have a special place in my heart. He will always have a special place in my heart. Jussie Smollett, right? He's the reason why I am today. He's the reason why we all know each other. Blame it on Jussie.
You all the hats, small dick energy. Meanwhile, the Clintons got them trying to get people to give. I know somebody, I'm not going to say his name, where Kim and Chris got on the phone with them trying to get them to push black people.
You know what they said? I had to cut that word out. You know what I'm saying? You know that word, right? Because I want YouTube saying me that, saying, oh, you saying you trying to stop people from getting the thing? No, that's what he said, right? But he's saying his wife is getting influenced, right, by other groups, by liberal people, telling people to go ahead and get the thing, right? And this is what he's against, right? So when people say he crazy, right, and shit like that, and then they hear the backstory about what it actually really is, right, they get a different perspective of Kanye West.
Meaning that's how in tuned and how aligned with the Clintons that the Kardashians were through Corey. No. Through Corey. Corey is a plant. Corey was, you know, Puff Daddy, Manny. You get what I'm saying? Then he was with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber got in trouble. And then when Bruce did a transition to Caitlyn, he popped up. Now he run around like he Kylie Daddy. But he's there for the agenda and controlling the power of that family. 4 of those people in that family have been raised Christian by Rob Kardashian. I know y'all want a question, but did you ask something right there? I think about that. It's like, we need joy. It's too much pain. Right, you know, it's too much anger. Right. And it's too much trauma economy. You know, I'm not going to be like, I talk about the left, the Democrats, and how they prey with BLM on our outrage. Even when I put up the DEFCON 3 tweet, I was outraged at this point.
What does DEFCON 3 mean?
It's like level of,
like,
actually, when it's DEFCON,
it's like nuclear war. Shit,
I spelled it wrong. I have a tendency to do that. But DEFCON is actually that you're preparing to protect yourself. Because that's what I did. Because once they cancel 4 SoFi stadiums because of what's classified as wrong think, because you have groupthink, it is very important to have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought and be completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
Whoa, did you hear that? Huh? As LeBron James, is he in line with all of that, right? As most millionaires, right, is they in line with all 3 of them groups, right? Anybody who's damn near black and successful, right, that's on these platforms, right, ask them, is they in line with all 3 of these groups? They have to be. Huh? And Kanye speaking of real, that's why they had to shut Kanye up.
To have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought and be completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
Huh? The left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese. The reason why they don't like Kanye West is because Kanye West speak that truth. Right? He speak that truth. The left, right? The left, the social media, which is the Jews, right? And China. Remember when owner of Houston Rockets spoke out about China? Remember John Cena over there speaking in Chinese, apologizing, right? Apologizing to the Chinese people and shit about something he said? Huh? Why when Kanye speak the truth, everybody think he crazy? Oh, this nigga said China. That's because a nigga who don't know anything about the truth gonna think he's speaking nonsense because he's gonna be listening to the left-wing media, right? And they're gonna betray Kanye West as a damn fool. They're gonna say he's a damn fool. He don't know what he's talking about. Huh? Anytime you got a media, right, with that much control over what people think, right, and how people vote, that is dangerous. People don't see that shit as dangerous. That shit is dangerous. Right? When you have somebody like that who can control elections, when you have somebody like that can control the vote, when you can have somebody like that control information, that shit is dangerous to democracy. They keep on saying a threat to democracy, right? When you got these billionaires controlling by putting certain things in certain neighborhoods to control certain people, that's dangerous, right? Because you're giving one side an advantage that another side is not allowed to have. Let somebody with lots of money, because there's lots of billionaires that's also on the Republican side. Let somebody would have done something was Mark Zuckerberg done in the hood as a campaign contribution, right? Let somebody would have blocked something against Donald Trump, right, and say you can't get that out, right? About all the fake information came out about the Wuhan, about. Oh man, he keep on saying the Wuhan juice is gonna come out on this date. Oh, he keep on saying the Wuhan juice is gonna come out on that day. He lying to the people. He's saying, no, the Wuhan juice is gonna come out because you sons of bitches want to lie. It's gonna come out right after the date. Soon as the date came of the election, right? After that, guess what? Huh? No, guess what? Trump juice is out. Just like Donald Trump predicted. But for months, he was getting beat up. Oh, it's going to take a year. Even Dr. Versace. Well, the most it's going to take is a year, and the most it's going to take is I'm like, are you for real? Right? Why would he said he came, and then as soon as the election and that date is over with, right? He, the number one promoter. Oh yeah, go ahead and get it. Wait a minute, you said it wasn't gonna be cool until the middle of next summer. You on video saying it. It's not gonna be cool until next summer. For real? Huh? For real? It's not gonna be cool the next summer. It's impossible. These things take time. You on record saying that on so many different videos, right? And so many different platforms, right? Going against what the president said, right? That's you, man. Hold on.
I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary.
And that's the truth, right? He was screaming. I mean, who knows? I mean, that could be perspective, right? But a lot of people understood he called his girlfriend mama, right? She even said that in the trial. Yeah, he called me mama. She said that. It wasn't, nobody made it up. Huh? Nobody made that up. Nobody blamed him for nothing. Right? That was her saying, yeah, he called me mama. Okay. Well, why get mad when somebody else bring it up and said he called his girlfriend mama? Lots of people call their girlfriend mama. Right? He probably thought she can save the girlfriend, but could have saved his life before his mama could. Who knows? Right? But to say Kanye West ain't allowed his opinion, that's his opinion, right? That's lots of people share that opinion, right? So why get mad at him for expressing that opinion? Lots of people believe it wasn't a murder. Lots of people believe that it wasn't it was a accident, or it was bound to happen because of what he's probably swallowed or anything, right? Lots of people believe that, right? So you can't take away nobody's opinion, right? You can't take away nobody's opinion because you hold a certain view, right? Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. We have that no longer in America because you're going to get canceled. The only time you get freedom of speech now if you have enough money to buy your own platform. Right? You got enough money to buy your own platform, you can say what the hell you want to. But everybody ain't got that money. Everybody can't do it like that. Right? Everybody can't go out and buy no platform where they can get on and say what the hell they want to. We wish we could, right? But think about this, like Kanye West say, I'm a multi-billionaire and they canceling me. What you think they're gonna do to a nigga that's a thousandaire? Or even a nigga that's a millionaire? If they doing this shit to the richest man, black man that ever lived. Right? It's been people like kings and other things been richer, like per capita than Kanye West, right? In the past, right? And that was still a black man. But right now, Kanye West is the richest black man, according to money-wise, that ever lived. You think they want him to have that title when he's speaking out freely and how he wants to? You think they want to give him that title? Like, hold on, we're gonna give you a title, right? We're gonna make you rich, and we're gonna make you, you're gonna be the richest black man in the world, right? So you telling black kids and black people and shit, they don't really need us. They don't really need us to be successful. That's against everything they believe in. They're not finna give you that power. Huh? They're not finna let no nigga have that power. Is you crazy? Right? You can end up Jeffrey Epstein. You never know. You never know what might happen to you. Right? Because you're speaking the truth. Every nigga spoke out in the past. Every nigga spoke the truth in the past. Or every nigga that stood out, right? Guess what? They cancel culture their ass. Bill Cosby, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you name it. Every nigga they took, Edgar J. Hoover. I mean, that's Edgar J. Hoover. I meant Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover, every nigga from the past that spoke out, they canceled their ass. What do you think, Kanye West is somebody different? You think they ain't finna cancel his ass too? How do you think they're gonna let him freely say what the fuck he want to anytime he want to, and say, look, I can say what the fuck I want to and still be successful because I'm intelligent? You think I care about me telling you about the secret cabal behind this shit? I can't say Illuminati. I can't say the word. I can't put the name on this shit. But y'all sons of bitches know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand what a code is? Y'all understand what brainwashing is? I don't have to necessarily say that shit. But y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of? Virgil. He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right?
Right.
But I know that we lost him. And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr. And we don't know why exactly. We say it's cancer.
They must be outside something.
All right. I want to be careful with this subject because.
Wait a second, but tell me, could you even really run this interview?
Huh? Did you hear that? I want to be careful with this, right? Niggas know when they finna get cancel cultured, right? Niggas know when they finna get canceled. Can you even run this interview? Why? Why I can't run this interview? Are you scared? Right? Are you scared they might cancel you too? Because that's what they do. He's scared. Wait a minute, I gotta be careful about this interview. I don't want to go there. Why? Why you don't want to go there? It's the truth.
Because Mav didn't run my interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan, I put $140 million into JP Morgan, and they treated me like shit. So if JP Morgan Chase is treating me like that, how they treating the rest of y'all?
That's outrageous.
How they treating the rest of you niggas out there? If they can treat a billionaire, right, say, look, don't say this, or we're going to take away your account. We're not going to hold your money no more. You're not allowed to bank with us no more because you wore something say white lives matter. Huh? For you wearing something say white lives matter, right? For you saying something like we're going to take everything from you. So imagine, this like I say, imagine, right? You ain't got the money like Kanye West. Imagine they say something on social media you don't like. Imagine they say something, imagine you say something, speak out against somebody they support. Imagine you speak out against a teacher, right? Imagine you speak out against a certain politician. You think this shit gonna stop? You think they willing to give away all their power? You think they willing to give away all the things they been working on for this last couple of years, right? They know people turning on them. They know people losing them. That's why they going all in right now. And if they get 6 more years of this shit, right, they is gonna go all in. They get 4 more years, 2 more years, whatever they get, right, they're gonna go all in. Huh? I think hold on. I think I found the little video I was looking for. They could go all in. Hold on.
Yeah. And this murder was for chase accounts. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law.
No matter
I didn't
what,
break a law.
The bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on anything that's
But
going
this
on.
is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me.
Right? And I stopped there, right? But anytime, right, they saying, hey, you can't hang out with that person, right? So not only is they telling people, right? Not only is they telling people who you can what you can say, they're also telling people who you can hang out with, who you allowed to hang out with, who you're not allowed to hang out with, right? Now they can put people in groups, right? Now say you are a supporter of a certain political group, right? And they catch you hanging out with another person of a political group, or a certain different or a group of people from a different political group, right? They can automatically label you, right? And then they can go to the extent as freezing your funds or investigating you or stopping you from buying certain shit or stopping you from going certain places, right? They have control of that. If they have money, if they have control of money, think of what else they can control in your life. And there's nothing you can do about it. Right? You can complain all you want to, but if they have power, right, what you gonna complain about? Who you gonna complain to? Right? What you gonna say? I mean, if they control the government, right, which the people supposed to control the government, right? What are you gonna do? That's why it's very serious, right? That the people have the voice, right? That the people are in control of the situation, so we won't have to go through nothing like this. This shit is serious, like, and people need to wake up because, like, it ain't no coming back. You can't say. I mean, we saw the mistake we made when we voted when people got one person voted in. We saw the mistake happening because 2 years later, you see what's happening, right? And people want to take that shit back. They wish they can take that shit back. Like, I wish I can take my shit back. But guess what? You can't take it back. And you definitely won't be able to take this back if you vote the people in for 2 more years, 6 more years. You can't take that shit back. It ain't no more get backs. None. Right? So pay attention to this shit. I'm finna put out this video, and showing liberals and showing independent voters and showing people that's on the bridge of on the borderline of voting for Republican or Democrat or something like that. I'm gonna show them the Democrat policies and the Republican policies. They totally far apart. It's like night and day. On the talking, the policy, the point making, and all that stuff, like night and day. The accomplishments, it's like night and day. Right? They're gonna keep making Trump supporters that's intelligent look dumb. They're gonna keep on making conservatives that love their country, right, into terrorists, right? They're gonna keep making parents that's trying to find out things about their kids, white supremacists and Nazis, right? They're gonna keep calling the Hispanics basically that turn Republican, right? Unknowledgeable, right? They don't know what they're doing, right? They're fake. I mean, it's plenty of stuff. It's plenty of things that the Democrats have been saying about the about the Hispanics that's been leaving the Democratic Party and joining the Republican Party. And I'm talking about cultural shit, heritage shit, right? As basically turning your back on your people shit. It's very racist, right? So in order for them to gain power, they must turn everything, right? They say something about the date, but they don't say nothing about the summer, right? They say something about the police got beat up and done this, but they don't say about the other police that got killed in the line of duty, ran over by cars, shot, murder. They don't bring them up. They always want to bring up the one, always one, and he died, right? And it's been proved. This how stupid it is, right? It's been proven he died of a heart attack or whatever. But they keep on, even today, even in debate, saying people died. They're lying. It's been proven by the DOJ. It's been proven by the medical examiner, right? It's been brought up in all kind of hearings, right? That it's a lie. When they under oath, they can't say that shit. But they get up on the debates and make it seem like, oh, people died and people done this. And I mean, it was a couple of hours. You motherfuckers had a whole summer. But they want to concentrate on a couple of hours and leave the whole summer alone, right? Even the police that's dying right now, right? They concentrating on, even if it was them people fought, right? They concentrating on one homicide. When 2019, it was the most homicides on the police ever. 2020 broke that. 2021 broke that. 2022 gonna break that. But we still concentrate on that part of democracy. Oh, you want to talk about your same police, but when they done something and they son done something, you didn't do nothing. Well, what about the police getting killed right now? And you're not doing nothing. Oh, I talked to plenty of families. That's all they do. Right? And it's two parties. You have to look. If you want to gamble on picking somebody, right? If you want to gamble on picking somebody, right? Like, should I vote Republican or should I vote Democrat? Right? If you're going to gamble on something, right? If you're going to gamble on something that's been losing, like a losing horse, a losing football team, right? Anything that has a history of losing, right? Are you going to bet on something that you already know that won? You already know that could win. You know that got the ability to win, right? If you're going to put your money on something, right? You know, Trump, when he was in office, we was winning. When the Republicans had control, we was winning, right? And the only way you know we was winning, you could say what kind of fucked up policies or what you've been through when the Republicans was in office and shit like that, when they had control, right? You can say all the shit, right? You want to. But if you compare it to right now, right? You know you was winning in. Because you know how you know you was winning? Because you now, since Joe Biden is in office, you know how losing feel. You know how losing your 401k feels. You know how losing your savings feel, right? You know how losing certain businesses feel, right? You know how losing a lot of stuff feels. So if you're gonna compare something, right? And you're gonna bet on something as far as history, you have to bet on somebody you know have the ability to win. You can't bet on somebody who consistently lose. Afghanistan, border, taxes, school, education, baby formula, tampons, anything you say, they lost in. I don't give a fuck what it is. You name it. Anything, name anything. And they lost in it. How can you vote for somebody who continuously lose and expect them to all of a sudden change their pattern and change their percentage and change their history and change their luck or change whatever you hoping they're gonna change and all of a sudden start winning? They don't have a history of knowing how to win. And they've proven that. Right? Because if you tell me something they won on, what the gun restriction, gun law, well, the police reform bill, Juneteenth. What have they won on? Voting rights. What have they won on? When Donald Trump was in office, you won on everything. Regulations you won on. Tax breaks you won on. Huh? Freedom you won on. Being secure in your country, the border you won on. Right? Not going to war and spending billions of dollars in other countries, you won on. Freedom of speech, you won on. Second Amendment rights, you won on. Gas prices, you won on. Food prices, you won on. Inflation prices, you won on. Recession, you won on. Every single home ownership, savings, 401k, you won on. You name the stat, you won on. Think about it. You name it, you won on with Donald Trump. Huh? Prison reform, you won on. School to black colleges, money donated to black colleges, you won on. Name something you didn't win on. Name something you lost on. People saying you was losing. Oh, you're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose you're gonna lose the right to this. You're gonna lose the right to that. Right? You have lost your right to nothing. Every single fucking thing you won on. Count your wins with Joe Biden. You can't. You got to count your losses. If you can count that high. Huh? Your kids' education, you lost on. Safety, you lost on. Crime, you lost on. What have you won? Huh? When they say you're gonna save money, they say shit gonna get better, right? But when? How? You keep making me these promises. How things gonna get better? When they gonna get better? When I gonna save this money? Oh, you gonna save the money next year when you spend money. All that money you spend on all the energy you use on your toaster and your microwave, you're gonna save on that. You're gonna buy energy saving microwaves and energy saving toasters and energy saving refrigerators, energy saving lights. You're gonna have to spend to make money. Then eventually you're gonna be spending more money than you trying to save. You gotta spend 10,000 to save 1,000. This is how we're gonna save you money. Well, hold on. Why is you spending money? Right? Why do you gotta raise my taxes? Right? To raise money just so I can only save money if I spend money. So now you're saying you raise money, you know what I'm saying? But the only way I get to save is if I buy a gas, gasoline car. What you raise the money for then? If I gotta buy everything, you say I can you raise money, but I gotta buy a solar panel for my house. What you raise the money for then? You raise money, but you want me to buy a electric car. What you say? What you raise the money for then? What benefits do I get? I get killed on both sides. You raise the you raise the money. You hit me with taxes, and the only way I can save the money if I buy something. What you mean to tell me you took my $1,000, or $3,000, or $5,000 so I can get a rebate on it? This leadership, okay, we'll put it like this: leave this shit alone and don't raise my taxes, because I didn't need you to raise my taxes to say I had to buy a solar panel. I didn't need you to raise my taxes to say I can buy a electric vehicle. I need you to raise my taxes to say no shit like that. But they did. Right? So if you listen, you better vote accordingly, right? Vote on somebody who have the opportunity, have the record They might not be undefeated. No one goes undefeated, right? They may take a couple of losses, right? But the only loss that that Donald Trump had is the faith in him or the trust in him, right? Because they told you, right, you can't trust him because he's killing people because he's not prepared for this, right? You can't trust him. I'm gonna make the country better, right? And you didn't trust him on that. You trust him with the economy. Now you knew you can trust him not going to war. Now you know all the things you can trust him on, because now you know all the things you can't trust Joe Biden on. You have to have a measuring stick, right? I know I can't trust neither one of them, right? I mean, both of them, if you're going to call both of them racist, I mean, people got things on Joe Biden is racist. Let's say both of them racist, both of them they got the same characteristics, right? But we're going to base things on decision making, right? Do you want what's been going on, right? When a certain party can't come up with no policies, all they can say is, when you say something about the police, oh, they're going to let the police get beat up. When they say something about democracy, right? Oh, they're gonna they threaten democracy by letting them people go up in that place, and they supporting them. You talk about voting. Oh, they talking. They don't want people to vote because them people went up in the place and they tried to change some shit, right? Everything you turn at, every question you ask them is about the date. How can you support it? Or what do you think about such and such day? What do you think about Joe Biden saying certain thing about this? Oh, the people that went up in there, them the people I'm talking about. Them the extremists. They talk about white supremacy. Oh, the people up in there that went up in there, them the white extremists I'm talking about. Every time you turn around, you can talk about immigration, right? Immigration, yeah, immigration trying to make the border better, but you have these people that's going up in here and these buildings, right? And this building, and they doing all kind of other stuff. Every time you turn around, there's always the date. The racism shit done played out. They're not blaming it on the racism no more because ain't nobody believing that. Now everything is blamed on the people and extremists on the date. All of them is extremists now, right? Them is all our problems. How is it that it's a debate, right? It's a debate about who's gonna win the Senate seat, right? Who's gonna make the state better? Who's gonna make the country better? And the only thing you can talk about is people on the date. You're not talking about people from your own state. You're not talking about people from your own country, right? I mean, are you talking about people in the past is killing our democracy for the future? How? Can't you concentrate on one fucking thing? Can't you get off of one thing? Can't you say, well, our democracy in here in Georgia, our democracy in Ohio, or our democracy here in Arizona is about this. Damn the other country, this is our democracy. We're gonna separate our state from the rest of the country because it's what you want, not what we want. All these Democrats take credit for the same thing. I passed the prescription drug thing. I've done this. If you look at them, they say all of them were responsible for all of them want responsibility and credit for the good things that they supposedly supposedly passed, like prescription drugs and hearing aid, right? But they don't want to take none of the credit for the other shit they've done in the past that hiked up your taxes, that hiked up your gas, that hiked up your groceries, right? That made your schools unsafe, that made your police force want to quit, that made your army not get the proper recruits it's supposed to get, right? These are the same people that signed all these bills, right, and passed all these laws, but they want to sit up here and talk about insulin and diabetes medicine and saving $2,000, right? That's the only thing they can hark on. Because they have no policy. You can look at every and I'm editing that shit. You can look at every Democratic talking point, every Democratic thing. It's the same fucking thing. They have no policy for you. They don't know how to fix the shit, right? Because guess what? These are sons of bitches that broke it, right? When you break something at your house, you break the TV, right? Right? You don't call the motherfucker that broke it to fix it. You call the person that fixed TVs. When something in your house break it, you don't fix it yourself. You call the professionals. You don't allow the motherfucker to break it to try to fix it. Oh, let me put this shit back together. No, you broke it. You don't have the knowledge to fix it. You sons of bitches, you broke it. I'm not going to trust you to fix what you already broke, because the cold thing about it, you're not even taking the responsibility to tell me you knocked my shit over on the floor. You're not telling me that you accidentally bumped into my shit and the window fell out. You're not saying none of that shit, but you want to be up there, oh, let me fix this for you. Let me do. Well, who broke it? I don't know who broke it. Well, you was the only one in the house. You was the only one living here. I was going to work, I was going to school, or the kids was out the house, whatever. You was the only person here who broke it. I don't know who broke it, but I can help you fix it. Huh? Everybody know who broke it, right? But the same person broke it, blame it on everybody else trying to fix it. Don't blame it on me. Well, who else we gonna blame it on? Blame it on January 6th. Blame it on a little 10-year-old. Oh, do you have a restriction on abortion? Well, it's a 10-year-old girl. Well, it's an 11-year-old girl. Well, the little 14-year-old girl. Well, a family member. Well, incest. Well, that's what they do. That's what they say. The same talking points. They have no solutions for the border. I got such and such money for border walls and for the border patrol. I raised this much money for border patrol. I got this much money. Well, how's it you raised all this money for your state, right? And all this shit is out of control. How is it that all these Democrats say they how much money they done raised and they have no proof to show that they raised any money because they coming in at an alarming rate? How is it that you raised the most money ever and this is the most immigrants that came in ever? The two don't add up. You raised the most money for border security, the most money for the border staff, the border technology, border equipment, and all that. You raised the most money, but all of a sudden, how is it the same year you raise the most money in 2 years, it's the most immigrants? How is it the same year, right, you raise the most money, right, it's the most unemployed, right? It's been people quitting, recruitment is down, right? How you raise the most money and they coming over here at an alarming rate, right, with no kind of fucking restrictions, no kind of border, no kind of nothing. They just come up here whatever the fuck they want, however the fuck they want, how many ever the fuck they want. But you raise all this money. Where's the money going? Right? Look at all the Democrats debate. I mean, fast forward to the part when they talk about immigration. On any debate, they talk about how much money they raised. Huh? Well, we got this money. I have raised. How is it? They lying to you. How can they fix it, right? When you ask them about immigration, right? Is the border secure, right? If they don't lie, they'll say, well, the border ain't secure, but these are motherfuckers voted on it. Wait, the border ain't secure because the shit you voted on. You have to take some responsibility. Or they ignore the whole question. Or they lie in your face. The border is secure. You got the president saying it. You got the vice president saying it. You got the speaker of the press conference bitch saying it. You got the attorney general saying it. You got the transportation secretary. I mean, these are like at least 8 or 9 out of 10 of the top positions in the administration, in the government, all lying in your face saying the border is secure. You see it on the news. You see it on the planes, right? You see the transportation. You see all the argument. You see all the debating, right? You see all them they want to send people back and say it's over flooded, but then you have the most important people in our government saying, "Hey, the border is secure." When you got people from other countries knowing it's not, they sending people over here. Some countries emptying their prisons so they can come over here. Then they sit up here and say, "Hey, the border is secure." Huh? They only can say that to people who don't know the news, when they saw the news, right? Who don't follow the news, who don't understand the news, or just don't give a fuck about the news, right? You can lie to them people. They're going to believe that shit. Huh? Especially in certain cities like LA when you don't know who came in yesterday, who been in here 5 years ago, right? We don't know that. We just know, hey, we don't know if it's more people, less. We don't know any of that. We don't know if motherfucker we run into the store is fresh off the boat from yesterday or been here 5 or 6 years ago. Because there's so many, we can't judge one from the other because a lot of them don't speak English. A lot of them don't, you know what I'm saying, don't understand. And you're like, damn, have you just got off the boat? You don't understand English. Why are you talking to me in that language? I don't understand. Have a whole conversation with you pointing this shit. You like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Did you just come up here yesterday? Was you one of them new Joe Biden immigrants? I don't know. I can't tell. Right? So you got to understand this. They don't have no solution for the border. They don't have no solution for the taxes. They don't have no solution for the gas. They don't have no solution for the food. If they did, they would say it. None of them have a solution for anything. You can go to any fucking Democrat debate you want to. They don't have a solution on anything. All they do is avoid questions. And when I do the Republican video, I'm going to point that out. Stop avoiding fucking questions. Answer the people. Right? Answer the fucking people, right? I mean, you can't have... Look. When Donald Trump was in office, you have to admit, we showed strength. Donald Trump showed strength in press conference, strength in meetings, strength against war leaders, strength against Republicans, strength against Democrats, strength against the fake news, strength. Joe Biden scared to answer questions, falling off of bikes, eating ice cream, letting leaders talk to him from other countries any kind of fucking way they want to. Right? Breaking his leg, falling upstairs, stumbling, mumbling, falling asleep in interviews, blocking shit on the sun. I mean, you got so it's all kind of strength when Donald Trump was in office. Now we got all weakness. A bitch in a press secretary who can't complete a full sentence without looking out at notes. She worse than Jen Psaki. Right? The school czar is fucked up. Everything. We showing weakness. Look at Korea, North Korea. Look at China. Look at everybody. Look at Mexico. No one gives a fuck about the United States no more. Look at Afghanistan. No one respecting the United States right now no more. One thing about Donald Trump, if them motherfuckers didn't respect him, they was damn sure scared of him. Who's scared of Joe Biden? Vladimir Putin showing threats. Joe Biden better shut the fuck up. The United States better shut the fuck up. We ain't never heard no threat like that when Donald Trump was in office. We ain't never saw Vladimir Putin nuts so fucking big since when Donald Trump was in office. Huh? We ain't never hear about Vladimir Putin bombing innocent civilians, right? When Donald Trump was in office. We heard Donald Trump bombing the shit out of the Russians while eating chocolate cake. We heard about that shit. Huh? You want to talk about when Donald Trump was in office, the number of Americans that didn't die, and compare them to the number of Russians that did. Huh? That's what you do. If Donald Trump is a Russian puppet, add the numbers. Google it if you don't believe me. Add the number of Americans died under Donald Trump in service, in war. Right? With the bounties on their head and all that other shit. Ask that, right? Then go and ask How many Donald Trump? Remember all that bounty shit on the head? That's what they was talking about because Vladimir Putin was, they putting bounties on American head because what they did over to them Russians over there in Syria. Donald Trump didn't even answer that shit. Like, yeah, right. That's not going to happen. Right? You got Joe Biden. If you did say that, I mean, you got them. Why you didn't do nothing when you got in office? I guess he called himself doing something right now, but he ain't saying he going to do it, right? What Donald Trump said, look, he's not going to invade while I'm in office. Simple and plain. What happened when the first day Donald Trump got in office? The motherfuckers started loading the border. But Donald Trump said it's not going to happen under my watch. You can say whatever the fuck you want to. Try to make me out to be a bad guy, a puppet or whatever. But it's not going to happen under my watch. I don't give a fuck if Vladimir Putin listening or not. And I'm going to hit his ass with some sanctions because I think he's talking out of his ass right now. I don't like how Vladimir Putin is talking. To hit with this sanction. But let me get back because I'm very excited about making this damn Democrat video. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of things edited, you know, a couple of things finished. I'm finna put up in here. I got the what's one I got up in here now? I got what's one I got up in here? I got this Tim Ryan. I got the new Tim Ryan. I got the new Tim Ryan.
News.
On a number of things. He's a friend of mine, of course.
From the Valley, that's what you do.
All right,
and then you shake hands.
Thank you, candidates. With her 100% of the time.
He's still talking about January 6th.
He did a poll for himself, which we still
is able to fund
all this. And if he has nothing to hide, he should come clean and we should figure out what's going on. And I do think that the insurrection was a group of the guys went to jail for 4 years. Like, we have a group of people that want to overthrow the company.
With the idea that Donald Trump somehow had the elections.
Thank you, Congressman. We want to move on to the topic of gun control.
See, every time he want to go back to, I mean, this is second damn interview. He always want to go back to the same thing.
Radical things. Tim called solution. I think they will tell you that
around the state passing out that federal money, which I agree with.
What were you doing on those reasonable solutions in?
Well, I ain't got the Republican side. Let me hurry up and finish the Democrat side so I can hit this Republican side, right? Let me talk to y'all in a minute. I'm up out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Shout out to Kanye West. We love you, Kanye, but not more than Donald Trump. I'm out.